Welcome back, guys. This is my analysis on US30. So for US30 today, we see that price has already met a demand zone. This is a good demand zone from the H1 perspective, and we have another second demand zone. So we have another second demand zone around this area here, and then there's a third demand zone. The good thing with the US30 is that it's more clearer than any other pair. When it comes to supply and demand zones, you can easily see them. Okay, so here we have a support and resistance as well as a demand zone. Okay, and we know that price was able to break out of this consolidation and also take out the opposing supply zone. Okay, so that's a good area for us to take our entries for buys. That means it's a good zone to take our entries for buys. Okay, so for US30, all I'm looking for next week is just a push. All I'm expecting on next week is a continuation pattern like this. Okay, I'm expecting a continuation pattern for a buy, but if it fails and then price actually comes and takes out this demand zone, then I'll wait for the break. Okay, wait for another pullback. Okay, towards maybe an area of confluence like a supply zone, whatever. Then I'll sell towards this second demand zone, and if this second demand zone also fails, okay, if it also fails, then I'll wait until price comes into this third demand zone, and then I'll take my entries for buys. But in the meantime, for people who want to be trading along the way, you can simply just be looking for sales. If you observe, this is US30 on the H4. Okay, so let's remove all this. If you observe to the left, we had a kind of a drop based drop. If you observe here, let me just show you. Here we had a drop based drop. If you observe these small candles here, this was a drop based drop. Okay, and then price actually broke out of this consolidation to make a new higher high. That means that we have a strong demand zone. Okay, and if price fails to price fails to make a continuation here, we may see price come into this another demand zone. Okay, as I've been showing you on the H1, and if that one also fails, we may see price coming into this other demand zone here. So it's looking good for US30. Actually, you can take buys at so many positions. Okay, this is the first position, and then this is the second, and then we have the third position here. But for people who are vigilant, the people who use Fibonacci to test out their entries and stuff, so you can just pull up your Fibonacci. Okay, it's also okay. So this was the ending move. Okay, and then we shall put all the way up down here. Since we're looking for sales, you know that price has already passed the 61.8. okay, and since price has already passed the 61.8, that means that price can potentially take out the opposing 100%. okay, so that's for people who use Fibonacci's, but for me, I use mostly supply and demand zones. I will give credit to Doyle Exchange because it's the one who introduced me a lot to supply and demand. He's a very good trader, so you can check him out. He's called Doyle Exchange. Okay, so he's a good trader. But yeah, that's it for US30. That is market open. We shall be looking for entries. Okay, shall be looking for entries. But yeah, that's it, relatively speaking. That's it for US30. If you are to trade it, just be aware that price can potentially have another massive push upward, because first of all, this is a very fresh demand zone. Okay, so it can have lots of confluences for buys starting next week.